COVID-19 pandemic that began at the end of 2019 has had an impact on various sectors. In the health sector, confirmed COVID-19 cases in Indonesia has reached more than 3.4 million cases with a death toll of around 97,000 lives. Globally, COVID-19 cases has reached more than 198 million cases with mortality rate of more than 4.2 million people, data by August 2021. In the economic and fiscal sector, the COVID-19 pandemic also had a significant impact on the state budget. In the first semester 2020, state revenue fell by 9.8%, while state expenditure increased by 3% widening the state budget deficit. Meanwhile, in the first semester 2021, the state revenue is 886.9 trillion rupiah, or grew by 9.1%, and the state expenditure increased by 9.4% with a deficit of 1.72% of GDP. The pandemic also has affected 1. 29.4 million workers affected. Contract termination, layoff, and reduced working hours. 2. Slowed financial sector growth with a financing growth rate of -2.3% in April 2021 and increased non-performing financing rate to 3.22% in April 2021. In the midst of global uncertainty and COVID-19 pandemic, Islamic finance grows steadily. Islamic finance positive growth can be seen from expanding Islamic economy that comprises of Muslim population, which is steadily increasing from 20% to 25% of the world population. Islamic banking strong growth in the midst of the pandemic of 12.8% of asset value with NPF rate of 3.29%. Sovereign sukuk outstanding amounted to 1,076.01 trillion rupiah, or grew by 10.75% and estimated to continue to grow in the future. Syariah investor in the capital market has increased by 93% during the first quarter of 2021. Some important roles and development of Islamic finance during the pandemic. The role of Islamic economy and finance in economic recovery. Indonesia is the main contributor in the global issuance of sukuk by 23.11% of 2365 million USD. A total of 3,447 projects financed through sukuk issuance during 2013 to 2021, with an allocation of 27.57 trillion rupiah for 847 projects in 2021. 4,500 BMT throughout Indonesia. Indonesia is the most generous country in the world, ranked first with a score of 69%, up from 59% previously in 2018. Islamic public finance, role of the government in increasing productivity and competitiveness, or Magasit Al-Syariah in budget allocation, especially through National Economic Recovery Program. The Indonesian Fintech Association (Aifc) recorded 55 initiatives from 52 fintech companies to reduce the impact of the pandemic on the economy, targeting communities, MSMEs, the government, and others 1.8%. Indonesia is one of the top countries based on the market size of Syariah fintech transaction that reached to $2.9 billion during 2020. Indonesia was ranked 5th behind Saudi Arabia $70.9 billion, Iran $9.2 billion, United Arab Emirates $3.7 billion, and Malaysia $3 billion. Islamic finance vintage financing disbursement from non-exciting vintage platform grew to 2 trillion rupiah in the last 4 years until February 2021. This value increased by 1,533% compared to previous year's realization. The role of Islamic finance in economic stability. Islamic social finance promotes price stability through zakat, puskas basnas, with a potential collection of 233.8 trillion Indonesian rupiah. The collection reached 8.1 trillion Indonesian rupiah in 2018, where 68% of the amount collected from income zakat. Project financing through state Syariah security SPSN or sovereign sukuk has provided strong support of Islamic finance role in the performance and efficiency of state budget in building the country. 3,447 projects in the 2013 to 2021 period, 847 projects with an allocation of 27.57 trillion Indonesian rupiah in 2021. Syariah financial resilience during the pandemic. Up to the end of 2020, the asset value of the Islamic banking industry grew up to 13.11% on an annual basis, higher than the growth of conventional banking assets of 6.73%. Meanwhile, Islamic banking financing grew by 8.08% at the end of 2020, significantly higher than conventional banking credit, which grew by a negative 3.02%. The outreach and role of Islamic finance in sustainable development of Islamic finance and inclusivity. Sustainability in 2020, Indonesia was the largest green sukuk issuer in the world. Green sukuk investors was increased by 29% from 2018 to 2019 and increased by 34% in 2020. Inclusivity, Syariah finance values increased sharing-based financing provide strong inclusiveness between parties at any given level and elevate more in equity-based financing.